This is Dan Price with Bigfoot Knows Karate, and you're listening to the Bigfoot Club Podcast, cryptid sports entertainment for life.
Hey everybody, Bigfoot Club, Bigfoot Bob. I'm here with my nephew, Skookum Steven. It's season 7, episode 19.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm like super duper excited today.
Yeah. Not nervous, excited.
Yes, I'm not nervous. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. We have two-time Giano Cromley, American Mythology. Giano, welcome to the club.
Again.
Thank you. We were just saying it's bad form to say you're nervous, right?
Exactly.
So
Yes.
That's what I had to say.
We're excited. I'm excited, not
Yes.
nervous to be back.
Yes.
More so than the first time. But honestly, thank you. It is such a treat to come back and chat with you guys. Like, I've been so looking forward to this.
Yeah, I saw that you were on Tinfoil's Tales,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And he's I haven't talked to him, but he's a good friend of our friend Matt Knapp with Bigfoot Crossroads, and he's good friends with him.
Okay.
So you were on with him. He asked you to go on his show?
Yeah.
Nice.
He asked me to go on, and it was an interesting conversation. I think we'll get into it at some point. And if not, I'll bring it up. Like,
Okay.
because it was interesting. It was an interesting conversation about the idea of writing about Bigfoot and whether or not Bigfoot people are interested in reading Bigfoot books.
Right.
But I think that'll probably come up more organically in our conversson, so I won't bring it up now. But it was kind of a fascinating conversation with him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I finished your book, and I apologize. I finished your book September 11th. And that I think I wrote you as soon as I finished the book, I wrote you.
Yeah.
And that week was a really tough week for myself and Steven. It was so it was a really rough week for us.
Yeah.
And I read your book, and it had such a positive embrace on me that I went, as soon as I finished, I wrote you, I walked over to Steven, I said, you got to finish the book. You got to finish the book because it'll put you in a good mood.
Yeah. Because I think I was like in chapter 10, and then I was like pretty down. I was just like, man, I just need, like, I didn't stream for a bit. It was just a tough, week. So,
Sure.
Not only that, like September 11th too.
Yeah.
As me as a kid, going through that and seeing that, witnessing that type of evil, I don't want to get into political on it, but it was just an event that really it still haunts me to this day.
Yeah. I mean, if you live through it, it still hits. Like,
yeah.
You can't deny that, right?
No, you can't. So yeah, when he told me that, he goes, it'll put you in a good mood. You need to finish the book. I go, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So I picked it up and I was like, I'm just gonna read a page, and then that page led to 3 chapters, and I was like, oh, I was supposed to read 1 page. Whoops.
Yeah.
And I got mad at myself. I was like, dang it,
your
no.
goal. Yeah.
Right. So it's like I messaged you too as soon as I finished it.
You did.
I was just like, wow, probably the book that I didn't know that I needed.
Yes. Good. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That is so wonderful to hear.
Yep.
Like, that makes me so happy to hear.
Yep.
That's really kind of all that I was hoping for,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I've had a Goodreads, and I posted a review on that.
Yeah.
And I think you put it on Amazon, right?
I put it on Goodreads and Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were awesome.
Yep.
You were posting on it and everything. It was amazing.
Yep.
I mean, Giano, we've had other authors on this book. I mean, on this podcast, and we love them.
Yes.
But and I was just, I don't know, I think at this time it was timing, and it it just put me like in such a good mood. And,
Yes.
and I was so happy. But we probably should have said in the very beginning about spoilers.
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 We're saying it now.
Warn everybody.
Yeah.
Spoilers. This episode will contain spoilers. So if you want to actually read this book, go do it now.
American
Stop it
Mythology,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. American Mythology.
Go get it, buy it now.
Yep.
All three of us endorse
Yes.
buying it now
Yes.
and reading it now.
So
Trust me, it is. If you feel like you're down or something, or if you just want to enjoy a good read, this is the perfect book. It's not long. It's not complicated. It's an easy read, but it's super, like, I would say inspiring.
it is.
So yeah, but we're gonna.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's inspiring. That's awesome.
We'll get into that, the
Yeah.
inspiring part.
Yeah.
On this
I mean, I'm
episode.
sure we're gonna get into everything deeper.
Oh yes.
So, what do you want to start with?
What did you want to start with?
Okay. What I wanted to start with, what I loved about the book so much, Giano, was its language. Its language on, talking about the classes of Bigfooters. That's what we call them. Because I know you used Aper, Aper, and like the most of the Bigfooters that I know, they always use like flesh and blood.
Yeah.
Flesh and blood, and then there's the woo, which you used in the book.
Sure.
And I loved. I said, "This is awesome." I said, "It's like he knows the group, he knows the community."
He's acknowledging both.
Yes.
No. Yeah. I mean, they're represented by two different characters who are, by the way, like best friends.
Yes.
Right? Like the fact that they disagree on that does not preclude them from being best friends.
Correct.
Even though it does cause some, mild tension in their friendship.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
And I think it's needed in the book. It's needed. So I mean, it's like it makes a good friendship, and I just wanted to say that because I loved the way you built the characters or the flow of it. The flow was so easy to read, and it was so. I'm trying to put it in a word here. See what's.
I don't know. It was just well paced.
Well paced. There you go.
Can I say something about kind of my intentions with that?
Yes.
Yes, please.
But first of all, thank you. I appreciate you saying that because that was that was part of my intentions, right? Like, I spent a decent amount of time while I was in revisions on this reading, kind of like, for lack of a better word, like maybe like pot boilers from like the 1970s, i.e. like books that were like massive bestsellers, but were also kind of like literarily interesting, but also just super compelling, like the kind of thing where you pick it up and you couldn't put it down, right? So like books like that, like so Jaws, right? Like we always think about Jaws as a movie, but it was a book first, right? And it was, if you read the book, it's different from the movie in some pretty important ways, but it's also just riveting, right? Another book that I read and actually kind of probably shares a little bit of DNA with this is Deliverance by James Dickey, right? So we think of the movie Deliverance, but before that, it was a massive bestseller of a book in the 1970s. And it actually dealt with some like really important issues, like the idea of like kind of eviscerating these kind of small rural cultures for the concept of progress and kind of just kicking them to the side. But at the same time, it was all wrapped up in this like super riveting adventure story. And so like part of me wanted to write like just a really interesting adventure story, but like also wrapped up in a lot of other ideas in it. Yeah. So the fact that you say like that was intentional on my part, like I'm so glad to hear that you felt that way about it.
Yeah. Because it's a Bigfoot story, but the characters, dare I say it, were interesting. little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Please
than,
dare say it.
Than Bigfoot itself, because we already know about the mythology of Bigfoot. And, it's there. You see it or you don't. You hear it or you don't. But these characters going through what they were going through individually was very relatable. Very relatable.
Good.
And you had a mixture in this group. You had the two believers and the two different types of believers. The skeptical, the supporter, and the kind of like the devious, like he wants to expose the lies or just expose them in a negative way. And that was Bernard Shaw. And I was telling Robert, I go, man, like Giano he wrote him so perfectly, but my only gripe is that because on every chapter, literally every chapter, you give him a spotlight moment because he is a non-believer. And you give him a moment of what he's thinking, what his talks, like the verbiage as he uses to let the reader know, I do not believe. I don't believe. I think it's all a hoax, and I've been living I'm a fraud. I'm living a lie, and I want to expose it and get on with my life. He wants to let go of it and just expose it and then move on. Every chapter is that, and then you at the very end, the spoiler at the very end, it looks like he believes and he becomes the Watcher.
Yes.
And there was I was like, Giano didn't give him like a page or two to give his final thoughts. Like, I was wrong. I was this. I can't believe that, I was chosen.
I accept being a Watcher.
I accepted this role. They gave me an offer I literally couldn't refuse,
refuse.
And I couldn't say no. I found my purpose. I was like, man, he didn't give him that like little.
Yeah. Steven was really upset about this. I'm not that upset about it because I was explaining to him. I said, well, if you read the journals, most of the people who end up being Watchers were all non-believers. And so I wanted to ask you this question.
Okay.
Did they have to ask Jute? His dad had to ask Jute to be a Watcher for Bernard Shaw to end up taking to being a Watcher.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so was that like a
intentional?
Was that a necessary step for
Right.
Bernard to becoming the Watcher?
Yeah.
Oh God. So, I mean, I never like to say to someone that their theory is wrong.
Yeah.
It's all open to interpretation.
Right.
In my view, okay, so when you write a speculative work like this, right? And you guys know this. You do comics, so you know how this works. When you're dealing in the speculative world, you create rules, and then as long as even if the audience doesn't know what the rules are, as long as you abide by those rules, everything's cool, right? But so I did not. So in my kind of conception of this world, that there is something about the Ramsey family that made them good Watchers, but they did not exclusively have to be Ramsey family members that were Watchers. So in that regard, he didn't. I mean, I think it was Luther's choice. It was his first choice to have his son become that position, but failing that, then it kind of just fell to Bernard. And I think he ended up being a good fallback position.
Right.
So Robert told me that, and I was like, okay. And then I have a rebuttal to that.
Okay, please.
I have, so it made it, because from what I remember on the beginning part is that, his dad, he didn't say that he believed that there was a Bigfoot. And I'm going to leave it as an interpretation that he didn't believe. He was a non-believer. And then
his Luther in the opening section.
Right.
Yeah.
So, there was that moment. So I was telling Robert, I was like, so what if the Watcher went to someone who was as passionate and did believe in Bigfoot? Would the Watcher then, because his dad was saying, he goes, it's a magical lake, but we're not immortal. would the Watcher then go to a true believer? Would he become immortal because he was so passionate and he believed that there was a Bigfoot and there's magic?
Yeah, we were talking about this like today. So.
I had to remind him. I was like, yeah, that was what I was talking about when I finished it. Would Jute or Virgil been the perfect Watcher, because they understand, they knew, like, that was whenever you were reading the books, or when you're reading the book, you understand that Virgil and Jute, they knew that those woods, like, passionately, they constantly went there. So it would have been perfect for one of them to become the Watcher. And I was kind of getting that to that. I was feeling that because it has to go to Virgil because he's dying. He's, spoiler alert. He's interesting. He has cancer, and that, by the way, like that, you can. I don't know if you want me to say it.
Yeah,
that is very relatable to us, because I lost my mom to cancer. It was a sister, and it made him tear up. It made me tear up.
I was crying. Yeah. I was crying pretty bad.
Because it's very it's very relatable. That's why I was saying like the characters are very relatable. Cancer is like a big thing to humans, to anybody in the world, and. You have so much plans, like you for your life and stuff. And Virgil had that. He was stuck in, because he was an artist. All that stuff, and then that knock on the chest of, hey, you're dying. Like that's
just out of nowhere, right?
Soul
you
crushing.
You can fool yourself into thinking you have all the time in the world.
Yep, and it's a reminder, like, hey, cancer can sneak up on you, and it's literally like a thief, it takes away all your joy. So he's like trying to be very like supportive to Jute, because he knows Jute, that's like his best friend. That's like a brother.
He has to tell Rye.
He has to tell his daughter.
Tell his daughter.
And then not only that, she's only has him because their mother or his wife passed away. But that's what I was thinking. I go, it has to go to Virgil, but he would not, because he lost his, like, he didn't know what he was going to do. He was working at the library. He lost his passion for art. The only way to truly stay alive and make Rye believe is him becoming the Watcher.
I mean, so I love that ending that you just wrote for me.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember if we talked about this on this pod, but or maybe it was in like a book reading I gave at some point, but like, so I will tell you that the first draft of this book, which I finished in 2021, was 144,000 words. All right. The book that you read is about like 84,000 words. So it's about half as long.
Okay.
And in the span of time between, the time that it was published in July versus like when the first draft was finished, I had so many different endings. You honestly would not even be able to believe it. Like, this ended so many different ways. It's crazy.
How did you end up picking this one?
Yeah, this one right here. That's a good question. Yes.
So I think it was kind of like just a slow like journey of, I would get feedback from people saying like, oh, I don't think this is exactly right. Or I think, something you need to resolve this, or you need to resolve that. And, there were extra characters on this expedition that ended up not making it into the expedition. And, So do you remember there's like a small reference to a kid named Pluto who works at Jute's car wash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pluto, I mean, so the people who've been on this journey from the beginning have said like, poor Pluto, because he used to be a major character in this novel. Like, he was on the expedition. He got his own like special ending at the end of the novel. Like, he was in it. And like over time, poor Pluto got kind of X'd out as we went along. So
oh no.
There's only like he's just barely referenced as working at the car wash, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I don't know where I was going with this other than like
multiple endings.
I guess like the point is, Stephen, I love that ending. Like, I wish you would have told me that like a year ago. Maybe I could have folded that in.
Yeah, because I mean, the way you wrote the ending, it was, it was perfect.
Yeah.
In its way, it was perfect because when you're reading a book like that, I want a happy ending. I want Virgil to be happy. And that whole time they kept saying that the water is like magical, and especially when his father says it has healing aspects. I go, he's gonna get, or like somehow they're gonna get Virgil up there, and like Rye is gonna be drowning, and he's gonna go in the water, and he's gonna, and then that's when he gets healed.
Let me ask this. I want to ask this question.
Okay.
I want to ask. So I was telling, because whenever we were reading it, they never made it to Ramsey Lake, right? Right, Giano?
No, wait.
So wait, hold on. They never made it to Ramsey Lake.
The expedition did.
Right. Ramsey Lake made it to them.
Yep.
I mean, what do you? Okay, explain, sir.
So whenever
it
started raining, and then they got flooded in, that was Ramsey Lake, right?
That was like the flooding of the lake.
No. Okay. So the sequence, and I mean we are just like fully in spoiler territory.
Oh yes, for sure.
I'm sure. Hopefully, all of your readers have paused and ordered and then read and have now just resumed.
Yeah.
There's the chapter where he goes and sees his father at Ramsey Lake,
right. Where he doesn't know whether he's dreaming or not, right?
Yeah.
Where he doesn't know whether he's dreaming or not. Okay. So, in my view, he actually made that journey.
Okay.
So I was like, that's why.
See, I wasn't sure about that. I wasn't sure.
No. And it's funny because that was one of the things that, so I, again, I had multiple revisions with this, but some of the bigger revisions happened with my editor at Doubleday once they bought this book, right? So I have this, and the whole story of publishing this book is kind of crazy, right? Which I'll have to tell you about at some point, but this editor, who's this kind of legendary editor at Doubleday, was like, that chapter was written much more kind of matter of factly, and he's like, I want you to make it more dreamlike. So like he kind of kept pushing me multiple times to make it kind of more like up to your interpretation, right? So like, it's not wrong that you say they didn't make it there, but like, at least in my mind, the way I wrote it and the way I wanted it to be seen was that he actually did make that journey.
Okay.
Yeah. Jude did.
Kind of this like liminal fugue state, right? That he's just kind of and if you look at kind of like Aboriginal mythology, they talk about like song lines or just dream lines. Like you follow these lines in the earth. It's like half dream, half real. Like that's what I kind of wanted it to be like.
Or astral projection.
Or astral projection too. Yeah, sure.
Or thinning of the veil.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to tell you that because when Virgil was telling Jude and Ryan in the car, I was laying on my bed and I was reading it, and when he finally told them, I stopped and I started crying.
Did you really?
Yeah, I stopped and started crying, and I sat up, and because it reminded me when I was with Steven's mom, my sister, and she was telling me, like at the time I was drinking a lot to just to deal with it, and she knew I was drinking. And she told me, she goes, I need you to stop drinking so you can take care of Steven. She goes, promise me that you'll stop drinking. And I go, I promised.
Yeah.
And it just drew me back to that moment. And I broke down crying.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've never read a book where I cried. And after I finished reading it, I go, yes.
Yeah.
I've never read a book like that, and I just wanted to tell you that, Giano. So I mean,
thank you.
I mean, it touched me so much, and I go, man, I got to put the word out on this book.
Yeah.
I really do. So
it's just a feel good book. It is literally
a
Ted Lasso book.
I think this is why I was so nervous to talk to you guys tonight. I knew you were going to be so nice to me. I this is crazy.
Yeah, I just only had to gripe about Bernard Shaw. That was the only thing. I was like, man, he set it up so well. Like he was doing it every chapter. He was saying, okay. As soon as I saw his name, or like I was like, okay, what does he have to think, or what does he have to say about now? Everything, and then he gets scooped up like a little baby, like from
Like,
Bigfoot,
exactly.
and then bam, he's like the last chapter. He's the Watcher.
Yeah.
So I did want to say, Giano, that when he was explaining the story about him in Africa, and then him coming across that sign, what was it?
This place is magical.
This place is magical.
Yeah.
Magic protects this space.
Yes.
As soon as I read that, I go, he's gonna. I didn't say it to Steven. I go, he's gonna be the Watcher.
Interesting.
He's gonna be the Watcher.
Yeah.
I go,
Yeah.
So
I mean, like that was my little bit of foreshadowing. Right?
Yes.
Like the fact that he was there and the tribal elder there like saw something in him. Like it was that moment where I was like, okay, that's my little tiny foreshadowing that he might be Watcher.
Perfect. It was perfect because now that I think about it, I go, oh yeah, he did have that little moment.
Yeah. Where the guy kind of looks at him really close.
But it was like at the work because Robert already finished it before me, and he was like, what part are you at? I go, I'm at the part where Vicky like had her camera and she saw something with antlers. I go, was it a deer or? And he was all like, I don't know. What do you think? I go, okay, so it might be a shapeshifter. He goes, okay, all right. And I was like,
okay, keep going. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. It's like antlers. That's I go, and a little demonic. Like I don't know. He's like, I don't know. It could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was just spitballing, throwing ideas.
So I was a good reader for you, Giano. I just wanted you to know that. So
listen, you two are officially like American mythology influencers. You probably have driven like half of my sales.
Yes.
So I did want to say that there was little bitty scenes in there whenever like Bernard Shaw was like he was doubting something or he was like questioning them.
Yep.
And Jude would like tell him, well, this was on this episode, and he would say, "Stop that!
Yeah, stop doing that."
I was laughing so much.
Stop doing that. It reminded me. Good. It reminded me of. Did you ever see The Office?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
There's a part in there where Gabe, Aaron's boyfriend, is like getting mad at Andy. Stop talking about the sun. Just stop talking about the sun because he asked him like, how far is the sun from the earth? Like for an interview question. He goes, it's exactly about this. And then he goes, stop talking about the sun. Just stop talking.
I like that.
That's where I was thinking. I go, Bernard was like, stop talking about the episodes. Just stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was so funny. I was laughing out loud. I was the only one in the room laughing.
That was a little creepy. I think I heard that walking to the house. Like, what the heck? What is he laughing for?
Well, I mean, so can I tell you? I mean, did you have any guesses who? I mean, maybe you did, or maybe you didn't. That who Bernard was kind of at least not like character wise, but at least like biography wise based on.
I was gonna say, what is it? Renee DeHenden. Well,
so actually, I mean, so like biography wise, and I mean, this is why it's like it's kind of like also like some sad stuff. Is I had actually like Meldrum,
yeah.
Right? Like because Meldrum was a professor at Idaho State University,
right? Okay,
just like Bernard was, and like obviously like I don't know if it's Robert, you met. Meldrum
yes,
before,
I
right?
have. I've talked to him twice. Interviewed him twice.
Okay, so like everything, all my impressions of him are like he is the nicest, kindest, most like generous person you would have ever met, right?
He is, yeah, he is.
Yeah. So like Bernard wasn't based on him character wise, like because obviously the Bernard in my book is kind of pretty shady, but or at least devious, but like the idea of him having like this background in primate like anatomy and being a professor at Idaho State University, all of that was accurate. So like my idea was in creating that character is what if someone like Meldrum, like out of the blue, just one day was like, fuck this, like Bigfoot isn't real. Right. Like, and so that was kind of the idea that I had behind that character.
How did you feel when you heard that he passed?
It was awful. I mean, I was just shocked. Like, I had just even the, like a couple weeks before he had done an interview on some like a podcast that I'd heard. And
Yeah.
like I had no idea that he wasn't in good health. And
I don't think anybody knew.
We the week, I think a couple days before he passed, we did an episode with Matt Parrish.
Yeah.
And we were talking, he was supposed to be at
Yakima.
It was funny because I was listening to that episode of yours, and you were talking about, but it was after he had passed. So I was like, oh, this is, like, wow, this is dark, like took me,
Yeah, he actually, to be honest with you, I'm going to be dark here again. He passed on the day I finished your book.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
So because like whenever I saw it on a Facebook group that he had passed, and like my friend Matt Knapp, he does Bigfoot Crossroads. He's ingrained with everybody like a lot more than I am. And I text him right away. I go, did Meldrum pass? Is this true? And he goes, hold on. And like I guess he went to the Meldrum's Facebook page or their family page, and he goes, right now that's the rumor. And and then like 10 minutes later, he sent me a text back. He goes, they just released a statement that he did pass. Yeah. And I think he was talking with another guy, Sean Forker. And he was supposed to be at the Pennsylvania Bigfoot camping, and he had to cancel because he didn't feel good. And he was supposed to be there, and I go, man. So because we were talking to Matt Parrish about him coming on our show or maybe doing a voiceover for us. Yeah. And I go, man, that's horrible. But
and he seemed like just the kind of guy who was kind of up for anything, like. And one of the few people, I mean, I don't know, like maybe there's someone out there who felt otherwise, but it felt like he was one of the few people in Bigfoot world that everyone just respected.
Yeah, I think the first time I interviewed him, Giano, was in, I think 2012. I was at work, and I called his office at the college or the university, and he made time to talk to me for an hour.
Yeah. Oh my God. Are you serious?
Yeah. And I'm still looking for that audio that I have, and I cannot find it.
Oh, dude, if you can find it, you got to put that out as like a special.
I know.
Episode or something.
So this was back when I was trying to start Bigfoot magazine.
Yep.
And I was me and Matt. We were trying to start Bigfoot magazine, and this was one of the very first interviews I was going to do, and then I was going to write a piece on it. Yeah. And I go, man, I just never, the magazine never took off. So I never released that one. Okay. But anyway. Yeah. But, so I know I was texting you this week about doing shirts.
Oh yeah.
Basic Bigfoot Society.
Merch.
Yes.
Book merch.
Yes.
And on the back, it says all in favor. Like,
it's just, oh yeah. That's great. Oh, I love that idea. Perfect. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I said, man, I was telling Steven, I go, he should do shirts. Yeah. He should do shirts and just like, or maybe like on the left shoulder, put like Verge. Yep. Or Jute.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
So on those, you can do like if it's a Jute shirt, you can put Ramsey Lake in the back. Yeah. It's just, there's just so many ideas. Like I didn't even realize I didn't like the cover, the art of it. Yeah. It's fascinating because you can see the silhouette of the Bigfoot right there. But in the very background, you can see like people like walking to the lake.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And you see the flashlight. Yeah. But there's one person that's way over here. And I don't know who that is. It could be the Watcher. It could be.
Is that Bernard Shaw?
I don't know.
Wait, where are they? Where, on the left or right?
There's like one on the right side of it. There's just one that's sticking out.
Okay.
There's two to the left. Yeah. And that you can
see what you're saying. Yeah.
That could be Verge and Jute right there.
Or it could be Luther and Jute.
It could be. Yeah. That's true. Actually, you know what? You might be right because the other one on the far left is kind of smaller.
Yeah. It's the beginning.
And then the person on the right could be the Watcher. I don't know. Yeah. But I like you can use that as like the artwork
I know. I might run into copyright issues, but if I use the cover art, like it's weird. I think I have merchandise rights still. So like I could probably do some merch, but
you should. I
could copy the cover.
This
might get into trouble.
Oh,
this is what you ought to do, because comic book people do this all the time. Whenever the original art cover is called the A cover.
Oh.
And then when it sells like so much, then they do a B cover, a variant cover. I think you should do that. A variant cover.
I love that idea.
Hooking up with Jonathan Dodd.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's pretty good with.
Yeah, he did our logo for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Oh, I
Yeah.
love the logo.
Yeah, he did it like in 2 hours. Like I sent him the idea. I said, "This is what I want."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay." And he just sent it to me back, and I go, "Can you make the eyeballs a little bit bigger?" He goes, "Yeah." He did it. I go, "Okay." He charged me like I don't want to. No, I'm not going to say that out loud.
Yeah.
He charged me like $5,000.
I know. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'll tell you after we like record.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
he's a really good dude, and does really good art, and he's doing a comic book right now too.
Is he? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he wants to come on and do a comic.
He hasn't told us yet.
Yes.
I've been, yeah.
But what other questions did you have about?
Do you plan on writing a sequel? Is that in the because you left it open?
I did.
You left it open.
Yeah. I think writing a sequel would depend on probably a couple things. One is just like, does anyone want a sequel, right? Like it's one of those things where to invest your time in writing a sequel, like you want to hope that there is enough people that would want it, that in order to do it, right? So I think that will have to, I will say this, because I've had conversations with some producers about whether this could be like a movie or a TV series. And, the idea of a movie is, it's the nice thing about that is that you've done it and it's all wrapped up and it's done, which this book, I think pretty clearly like wraps up. You feel like you have, the story's finished.
Right.
But I also know that in my head, I certainly have, I have a story that could come from this. Like I know where this could go if there were, or I mean, like almost even just kind of a direct sequel, right? Like,
Okay.
Maybe not all of the same characters, but some new ones and some of the characters from this book as well. So I have that in my head, but that might be just kind of like, break glass in case of emergency type of idea.
Because I had an idea, and because I thought
Bernard Shaw.
Wait, I mean, like, do I need to like have you sign some kind of rights away before you tell me this idea? Because
if you want to run with it. If you want to run with the idea, you can. I don't care.
You're just giving this away now.
I'll just be happy. I'll go, hey, that's my idea. Cool. Like, what I loved about, there's a certain chapter where Verge and Rye are in a situation, literally a shitty situation.
Yeah.
And Rye hears her mother, or what she thinks is her mother, and. In the beginning, if you were paying attention to reading the beginning of the book, is it the Whispering Woods or Whispering Forest?
Yeah.
Whispering,
exactly. Whispering Woods, yeah.
I feel like there's an entity there that's very powerful.
Yeah.
That is controlling that could really, really be a good versus evil. Like it has its own type of mythology, I guess, creature that will have
lore.
That could be a villain to this Bigfoot in the next story. And Jude has to, there's like, I guess this creature's like luring people into the woods and killing them, and they're going, or they're missing. And Jude has to get involved because he feels like he knows the secret. He knows what's going on in the Watcher, and he needs to figure out, like, is it the Watcher doing this? he has to go to Bernard, and then maybe you can do like a flashback scene of Bernard.
You said Verge or Jute?
Jute, because Jute is the only one that knows what happened. Verge did not. Like, he just knows that he's cured, and you know.
But wouldn't Verge have a little bit of the Ramsey power?
He could
because he was healed.
He could.
I mean, so Virgil experienced what happens in the Whispering Woods firsthand, right?
That's who. So you have to get him involved.
Jute at the end he only knows what his father told him, and then obviously if Virgil tells him what happened to Ryan there, right? But you know, like, presumably they're still friends. They're still gonna probably, you know, talk about what happened. Yeah, I mean, I think all of that is in play. You know, it's so, you know, like, I think of, you know, like, when you write a story, when you write a book, like, you want like different heating elements, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I had, you know, Virgil and Jute like going on a Bigfoot hunt, right? That's one heating element.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of introduced like Bernard and Vicky, right? Like Vicky, the cinematographer. So that was like the second heating element. And I feel like every good story, like really good story, needs like a third element. So for me, the third element was Rye, like Virgil's daughter coming along, which ups the stakes, it ups the danger, because now he's got someone he really cares about on this journey, and you know, all these other elements, and just the emotional baggage that they both have.
Yep.
So like, if I were to do a sequel, I think I would need to kind of, I like those ideas. I think you need to introduce like another heating element, right? Some outside character or force to kind of all of a sudden up the stakes, up the ante. And I don't know if that would be a force who is like antithetical to Virgil and Jude, or somehow in like accord with them. I don't know. Like, or well, let me say this. I do know, but I don't want to like reveal anything right now.
I mean, you can.
I mean, did I read this right, that Pluto and Rye maybe could potentially had something before?
Oh
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Did they? So in this draft, they didn't.
Okay.
Also, there's another draft.
Yeah, there's like probably a dozen drafts, my guys. Like I'm not joking. This went through so many revisions. I'm just trying to think back through all the various versions. There was a version where Pluto kind of had a crush on Rye, but she didn't feel the same.
She didn't reciprocate. Okay.
She didn't reciprocate.
So how about her? I sense that her and Vicky.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there might be something cooking there.
Yeah. Okay.
They just really bonded.
Yeah, they bonded. Yeah, and I will say there were. Oh God, actually, this is down in your neck of the woods, kind of your neck of the woods. There was a chapter that ended at the South by Southwest Film Festival with Vicky and Rye. But
really?
That one, yeah. But I softened it, so it just ended up being Vicky's thesis defense when she had to show her film
American Mythology documentary, which I loved.
Yeah. Did you like that?
I did. I loved it. I go, yes.
It tied it in. It just
that was it. Right?
Yeah. It was perfect on that. I'm trying to think of the other chapters that.
Well, can I tell you something funny about that
yes.
that title? Yeah. So when I first started writing this in 2019, I just kind of gave it the working title, American Mythology, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to talk about, because I think Bigfoot is one of our great American mythologies, and just also talk about like all the stories that we tell each other that kind of bring us together, right? Like, I think stories are something that can bring us together.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished the draft, and one of my good writer friends here read it, and he's like, "Don't change a thing, except change the title." and yeah, and he said, "If you want to sell books, you got to have Bigfoot in the title." And I was like, that kind of makes sense, and I do want to sell books, so I went through like all these variations on titles. I think I once called it like Bigfoot Americanus and a bunch of other things. And then I think for a long time I settled on the last expedition of the Basic Bigfoot Society. Right?
That's a mouthful, but I like
it. It's a mouthful. Exactly. It's a mouthful. And that was the one thing I didn't like about it, but I was like, but it's kind of, some of my friends were like, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And so I went out on submission with 8 to agents, right? Where I was sending them, the manuscript to see if they were interested in it. And the woman who ended up wanting to be my agent was like, she's like, can we have a phone call? And she we had this hour-long conversation where she talked about like a lot of things, like revisions that she thought would be good. And they all like made a lot of sense. And the last thing she said, we were just kind of getting done with the call. And she said, one last thing. I like the title, but what do you think about calling it American Mythology? And I was like, are you serious? Like, do you know that was the original title?
She didn't even know that?
She had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, well, you and I were obviously meant to work together.
Right?
I don't know this lady, but I like her.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, she's awesome. She's so dope. And she's like, her first line to me, you guys would love this. When I had never met her before, where she called and she's like, she just says, I need Bigfoot in my life. And I was like, yeah.
Like I said, I don't know this lady, but I like her.
Yeah.
Like you for starters, I need to say this before I forget. So whenever, obviously, Bernard Shaw, he's like one of my favorite characters. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Obviously Jute and Virgil too. But for some odd reason, I was just like, it's always like, okay, I want the non-believer to believe. Like, right. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So whenever I was reading it, I'm watching like Smallville for like the 10th time. I'm not too sure if you've heard of Smallville or
of course. Yeah.
The actor that plays Lionel Luthor, John Glover, is who I envisioned to play Bernard Shaw.
Oh God, I'll have to look that. I can't remember Lionel Luthor.
Yeah, Lionel Luthor. The actor's name is John Glover. Okay. So every time when I was reading his line, I would hear his voice and see his mannerisms and stuff, because Lionel, he plays Lionel Luthor so well, Lex's father, and he's always trying to outsmart Lex or outsmart the situation. And I felt like he was being a snake like Lionel. That's why I was like, he's perfect for this role, because he's very like, I know more than you. Shut up and just go with what I'm saying. And that's literally what I am envisioning as if you were to do a movie. Or
I'm writing it down. All right.
Who did I say he looked like? Do you remember?
I don't remember actually.
It was I'll say this, Giano. I was thinking of the older gentleman scientist that was on Jurassic Park that opened up the park,
Oh,
you Attenborough?
Yeah. I was thinking
you did say that.
Yeah, I was thinking that was Bernard Shaw. So.
He's gonna be like, "Welcome to Ramsey Lake."
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna work. Sorry.
I mean, at this point, he might be aged out of that.
Yeah. But that's who I was thinking about. How he looked. That's how I pictured how he looked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
and I can't think of who to play. Virgil or Jute.
Do you know the actor J.K. Simmons?
Yes.
Okay. He was kind of in the realm of what I was thinking for Bernard.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like
that vibe.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm okay with that too. Yeah, I love J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
He's actually from Montana, so I feel like he'd be a really
yes.
Well.
Yeah.
Look at
I would probably hear a lot of Spider-Man quotes. So you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, of course, exactly.
Whatever. Like he just the way he sounds on. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. Jonah.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
Yeah.
JJJ.
Yes. Exactly. Did you have any other questions other than
the only thing I was going to say, Giano, that this has inspired me to actually write a book now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So I was working on a story.
Okay.
That I was gonna. A friend of mine asked me to write a script. He goes, hey, I want you to write a
Bigfoot movie script for me, and I go, okay. So
Yeah.
I started coming up with some characters, and I kind of like your idea of coming up with a fake city or fake lake or something like it. So I came up with that. So, and it's a Bigfoot one, and it's a Bigfoot one, and it's a one about a park ranger and a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
How they kind of meet up, and they kind of like don't know each other throughout the whole story, but they end up kind of meeting each other at the very end to kind of help each other.
Yeah.
And so I was going to title it the Woodsman.
Oh, I love that.
Because
That's fantastic.
because it's the same as the Bigfoot and as the park ranger. They're both woodsmen.
Yeah, I was
And
going to say
so-
it could be either one. Exactly. I love
So,
it. Yeah.
Who's it about? What's it about, though?
I'm not going to say.
Tell the ending. I would love to know.
Exactly. Listen, I gave away spoilers. Come on, tell us. Who
Okay.
lives, who died?
I had that.
Copyright
Yeah,
Yeah.
2025, right? Just all that.
I had that in the back of my thing because I started writing a movie script on it, and then whenever I read your book, I said, you know what, I'm going to pick this back up.
Are you going to call it Mexican mythology?
Hispanic mythology.
Hispanic.
There you go.
There you go. There we go.
So, man, this is like super. This man, I am super happy tonight.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that.
Yeah,
Giano.
you know, it's like I said, Giano, it's like the book I needed. Like it pretty much when I like closed the book and I was just like, I sat in my chair that I'm sitting at right now. And this is where I actually finished it. Like I sat and I took a moment and I was like, I'm very, very grateful that I was able to finish it and enjoy every page, every moment. I was pulling for every character, even Bernard Shaw, because I loved his idea of him not like. I think everybody should have that kind of person in their life.
A skeptic.
Right?
Yeah.
And it makes everything interesting because you want. Like the whole time I was reading the book, I had so many theories, many, and that was amazing to think that because it's a subject that we talk about all the time. We're constantly being open minded. Like, what if it's this? What if it's that? And literally, I like halfway through the book, I was thinking, I go, what if Ramsey Lake? Like, it was after I finished the chapter. I go, what if Ramsey Lake is a portal to all the mythical creatures, and Bigfoot is like the king.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
And like Ramsey Lake is probably huge for the Loch Ness. What if it's like, what if it's that? And that's where I was like, I go, what is it? Like, what is so special? What is so goddamn special about Ramsey Lake?
Yeah.
And it made me think about it like nonstop when I was like cooking for my kids. Like, I was like, what is Ramsey Lake? And is it like, is it just a portal to another dimension? Like it was a fantastic read for me to like in my, like whenever I wasn't reading it, I was reading it in my mind of what could it possibly be? And I cried, I laughed, and I was cheering at the end, especially how it ends with
too.
Virgil, because he found his passion again. He started painting or doing what he loves. And if I read it right, did they move together, Virgil and okay, great, because that's how I read it. I was like, did they move together? That's fucking awesome that they did. And
Rye comes home to visit them both now. Yeah.
And I love that Jute was like, I wouldn't say it's not menacing, but he would like go to his nightstand and pour some of that more of that water. Yeah. And I was like, is he gonna tell him? I go, no, I think the perfect ending is he doesn't tell him.
Right.
Why take that away? Because that right there, that whole expedition was like a spiritual awakening for him, and it was beautiful
for all of them.
For all of them,
yeah.
But more importantly, I think for Verge, because he was expecting, I'm gonna go
this
there.
This is my last time.
This is my last time.
This is his last time.
And he had to like be ready to do the doctors and chemotherapy or whatever that was like Rye was like saying, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Even though he was accepting like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, it reminded me of Creed 2, I think it was Creed, the first Creed.
Yeah, the first Creed. Yeah.
Where Rocky Balboa has cancer and he's like, I give up. I don't want to give up.
Exactly.
Like,
I'm just gonna
It was perfect. I loved it, man. It was. I can't stop like thinking how great this book was.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys, like I'm overwhelmed by how generous you guys are being, but also just how much I think it sounds like you clearly enjoyed it. Like, I can't tell you how much that means to me. I'm deeply touched.
It was perfect timing. It was perfect timing for us.
Good.
And at a time when I think we really needed it, and it just brought back so much memories because I've taken Steven in the field with me, and when I was a prime Bigfoot researcher, he was with me all the time, and so we've experienced a lot of this stuff. So a lot of stuff that they were experiencing, we've gone through that stuff, and like Steven was like, what, you were like 10, 11, and you were like most time terrified.
Yep. I can guarantee you though, if I was 10 years old and something was poking the tent, like you can clearly see a hand poking it, like what Rye was experiencing on that certain chapter. I don't think I would have ever gone back in the woods with you. Probably not.
It's over.
It's over. I'm done. I think the dreams got the best of me, or that's terrifying.
I can just say as a former Bigfoot researcher, this hit a home run with me because it was so relatable, and then like emotionally it was relatable because the stuff that we've gone through, and like I said before, Giano, it was timing, and it was a time when I really really needed it, and it just saved. This book saved us, to be honest with you.
Wow.
And
that's
it was
beautiful.
Great.
Thank you.
Fantastic book. I can't recommend it enough.
I'm just telling you what right now, when you get these shirts out, I'm gonna buy them.
Okay. No, listen, it was your idea, so you're obviously just gonna get like shirts. Like, I'm just sending you like a bunch and just give them to all your friends or whatever.
Okay.
Sweet.
Okay.
I was like, what's American Mythology? I don't know. You're gonna have to read the book. Here you go. It comes with the book.
Listen, just
it comes with the book.
Just read the book.
Read the damn book.
Yes. Read the book. And we also, Robert did get your other books as well. Right?
Yes.
So we got those
the deep cuts. Okay.
Yes. So he's gonna read one. I'm gonna read the other, and we're just
Because I know that one of them is a short story, right?
Or a bunch of short stories.
So what we build upon the ruins is a collection of short stories.
Was that your first stuff that you've ever done?
So the first book of mine that came out was The Last Good Halloween.
Okay.
So if you're gonna read, like, if you want to read a novel, read that one first.
Okay.
The other novel, The Prince of Infinite Space, is actually a sequel to that one.
Yeah. I read the sequel. You read the first one. I'm just
okay.
No, if you put them in order.
No, I'll read the short story ones because I like short stories.
Read the short story.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first one, I don't think I ordered it on Amazon, but it said it's not available.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All so right. It's not
sold out?
I think so.
Wait, oh my goodness.
Maybe. All right. I'll talk to because that one was published by a smaller publisher here in Chicago, so I can talk to him about that.
But, okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm excited about reading these other ones.
All right. I mean, I hope you enjoy them. They're different,
Of course.
Obviously, every book is different.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like the way you write. So it's very.
You, I thought you both are unbelievably kind. I cannot even begin to thank you enough.
Well, do you have any questions for us?
I mean, just what do you guys got going on? What's next? Who do you got coming up?
We did an episode with Dan Price. He did a comic book called Bigfoot Knows Karate.
Oh no, I started listening to that one. That was great. It was like my commute ended, so I didn't get to finish it. I love that.
So he reached out to us today. Okay. He wants us to be a part of a documentary. What's the word I'm looking for, Steven? It's like a panel to discuss the comic book.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's me, Steven, some other people, and the two writers. The writer, because Dan is he's a co-writer, but he's also the artist, and he came up with the concept, and so they're gonna do a documentary, and they want to do like they want to talk through all the panels. Oh, and so awesome. They invited us to do it because like he sent us digital copies of that, and we both read it, and we both loved it because it was different. It was like a Bigfoot doing karate stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. Like it sounds just wild and cool.
There's obviously more to it, and he didn't want to say. That's my thing too. If we get an author or something like that, I go, so tell us what you're gonna do next. Like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah, we were trying to. So he asked us to be a part of it, and I'm so honored to do that.
Yeah.
And then I think after that we're going to interview Robbie Brown. He does Unknown Ventures. He's one of these guys out of San Antonio. He does a lot of paranormal stuff, and so he has these drones that he sends through like I don't know, like
abandoned
warehouses.
He will literally go inside too, but if it's a area he can't get to or something, he uses his drones and he'll go through like a broken window or something. And it's like really creepy because you don't know what he's gonna fly into or something.
He has one of the biggest collections of Ouija boards that I know.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Really?
I don't mess with that.
Yeah, I don't mess with it either. So,
but he's all like, "Oh, come on, man, it's cool." I go, "Nope, I'm good."
But he is a really cool dude, and we like him. He's been on our show once, and he's coming back on. So we're really excited about that. And
where's Unknown Adventures on? Is that on YouTube?
Yes,
He's got a YouTube channel.
He's got a YouTube. Okay. He's got a TikTok. He's a good. He got introduced to us by the Ghoul Gals Paranormals.
Yep,
they're all female group out of San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and they're amazing too.
Yep.
So we like love them too. So
yeah.
But
so do you have any? One more question. Are you working on anything? Anything new, like book wise, or any ideas?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like it's super early days with that. Like,
tell us all about it.
Tell us everything about it. Oh God, how do I want to describe it? Okay, so like, when I was a kid, there was across the street from us, there were these like grandparents, like these two grandparents that lived in a house, and like once a year or twice a year, their grandsons would come and visit, and my brother and I would like hang out with them. We would, just play and do whatever. Their names were Dustin and Dieter. And I remember this one time they would say like, well, do you guys know about Mr. Greenie? And we're like, no, I don't. And they basically described this strange entity that was like made out of like vines and leaves and grass that was like somehow lurking in shadows and stuff. Right. Like, and I'm sure it was just like their version of the boogeyman or whatever.
Right.
But I've kind of started to think about like writing a story about what if there was this kind of entity called Mr. Greenie.
Sounds like a horror.
Yeah, it's probably a little scarier. Right now, it feels like it's going to probably turn out a little scarier than this last one.
Is this like a topa, possibly?
So I've considered that. And right now, like I'm literally just like wildly researching all the possibilities for what it could be, because I also have this idea of like something like this acting like an invasive species, like the idea like it kind of hooks onto someone and then gets loose somewhere else, and then kind of the way an invasive species can infiltrate an environment and like take over. And so I'm kind of trying to toy with maybe a tulpa, but I'm not sure. I'm just like I'm like wildly researching all sorts of crazy stuff, which means I'm getting super bizarre stuff in my social media.
Well, then you're welcome to come back on for that one too. So
okay, yeah,
yes.
Thank you. I might just come on before it's over, so I can just like throw ideas off you guys and see what you think.
Hey, man,
that's our thing. We have we always bounce ideas off each other, and it's just like it in a way it works.
Yeah, because I was writing a comic book for my older brother, Tanatu. It's the Aztec sun god, and this is a character that my older brother was drawing whenever I was a kid. I was like 6 or 7. And I always wanted to see what he was drawing, and he would show me what it is, and I go, what's his power? And he would say, he's got powers of the sun.
Yeah.
And so that Aztec god ended up being his logo for his production company. It's called Azteca Productions.
Okay.
And so he would always keep his comic book like really close to him. And like I would ask him about his comic book and he wouldn't tell me. He wouldn't tell me stuff about it. He would just say, I'm just working on this, you know? So one day I just decided that I wrote like a 4-issue comic on his current character, El Gato Negro. And so I just wrote a 4-issue and I sent it to him and he read it like overnight and he called me up because, hey, I go, yeah. He goes, this is really good. I go, I know. And he goes, can you write more? I go, of course I can write more.
Yeah.
And so he approached me about this Aztec sun god.
Okay.
And he goes, can you write this? I go, powers of the sun? He goes, yes. Yeah. And I go, yes. So I started writing it. And the only thing is that he told me, he goes, here's one thing though. There's 18 other characters I want in this 4-issue comic. I go, good Lord.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot.
That's a lot, right? And
cameos,
so I was thinking to myself, Giano, I said, what does an Aztec sun god sound like? What's he supposed to sound like? How is he supposed to speak? And so I was just researching it. So I ended up almost making him sound like, I don't know, like a Spaniard, Thor-like.
Yeah.
God, you know? And so I ended up doing that. So I wrote, and like right as I started writing it is whenever I got really sick.
Yeah.
And so I had to halt and I got really sick and I was paralyzed and I had to, end up. So as soon as I was able to start moving again, I started working on it again and I finished it and I gave it to him. And, so right now his comic book is on MGM. They're about to release it this year, TV series on Amazon.
Yep. Oh my God, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and so he asked me, he goes, hey, your comic book story with Tonatu, can you write a movie script out of it? I don't know, Giano, I don't know anything about movie scripts. And I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That was the correct answer.
So I researched it. And I added a lot of stuff to this storyline. I took some stuff out and I added everything what I needed to and I gave it to him. And so he's pitching it to MGM right now.
I love it.
So I'm just like one of those things I said, man. And then whenever I read your book, I said, you know what? I'm gonna write a book now.
Yep.
I wrote a movie script. I wrote comics. I said, I want to write a book now. So
hell yeah.
You've inspired me.
It's all your fault, man.
I know, exactly. You can blame me when your hair is all falling out and you've just hit the sauce too hard, all that good stuff.
The only thing I'm going to ask is I say, hey, man, which agent do I go to?
Yeah, got to go.
Well, I mean, so I will, once you write it, I will absolutely help you.
Okay.
I'll tell you who to talk to. Like, because it all depends on what it ends up being stylistically.
Right.
So I teach creative writing classes, so I get asked this a lot. Like what I do, and this is what I did, in order to find agents in the past, is I look at books that are in that same kind of style, like that I've written, and then if you look at the acknowledgments at the end, that one of the first people they almost always thank is their agent.
The agent,
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Or a lot of times on their website that it mentions their agent. So like my agent her name is Sarah Bedingfield. And like, she represents kind of this, a wide swath of writers, but like books that kind of have like, set in the real world, but kind of have like lightly kind of magical elements to them. Right.
Yeah.
So this kind of fit right into her wheelhouse. But like once we have the manuscript, I'll absolutely point you in direction of who I think, or at least give you some ideas, like find out who the agent for X is or
right.
who why is, and then hit them up for sure.
And then who knows? Like the woodsman might go to Ramsey Lake. You never know.
Who knows? You might have a crossover.
Hey, there you go.
And
Absolutely.
I'm thinking
Right.
of woodsman. Like I'm thinking Matthew McConaughey as like the
Oh, come
person.
on. That's
You know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you never know.
You never know.
Giano, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Oh my God. Robert, Steven. Can I call you just Robert and Steven instead of Bigfoot Robert?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
That is
fine.
fine, yeah.
That's
I don't want to
fine.
be. I don't want to be too informal here,
Yeah.
but thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for reading the book. And I am just overwhelmed with gratitude with how much you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
dare I say it? I might have to read it again. You know.
Oh my
I know,
God.
right?
No, twist my arm.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to.
Wait, do you guys only have paperback copies?
The one I used was the one that you sent in the mail.
Yeah,
the
yeah. I have that one, and also like
reference only.
I actually bought it too on Amazon,
Oh,
so I have the
okay.
hard
Well,
copy as well.
I'm not going to complain about that, but because my publicist sent earlier on she was sending out before we had the hardcover, she was
Right.
sending out paperback, but later on send me your mail address. I'll send you both hardcover copies signed, and I'm doing this silly thing with because I do woodworking, and I made a bunch of these like
I saw that.
bookmarks.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send you copies with the bookmarks in.
Can I
Oh my
can
God,
can
that
I
was-
also do this? Can I also do this as well? I want to pay for these because I want to support you.
Listen, tell your listeners to buy the book, and I absolutely will not let you pay me for these.
Okay.
So, but thank you for offering. Just tell your listeners to buy the book, and I'm sure
Buy the book,
Buy the
American
book.
Mythology.
Buy the
it.
book, damn it.
Yeah,
Buy
yeah.
it.
No,
Or
seriously, with all that you've done to support the book, I mean, in both podcast episodes online, you guys are just relentlessly promoting it. I so appreciate that, and
well,
it
we
is
we
honestly
only
the very least I can do.
we only support good things.
Yes.
I,
Great things.
I approve of that concept.
Okay.
Great things.
Giano, thank you so much for coming on again. You have any shout outs to give out to anybody? All right.
Shout out my wife. How's that?
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
Natalie.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because like the 2 episodes ago, we did shout outs and we shout out to Virgil and Jude.
Yep. Yes, we did.
Wait, which episode was that?
There was the legendary passing.
Was that at the very end? Because I listened to
Yeah.
like a lot of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I got to listen to the rest of it.
Yeah.
we did a shout out to Virg and Jude.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Now I got to go back. I think I probably just like something happened. I didn't finish all the way to the end. Or
You were busy doing
Yeah.
woodwork. You were
Woodwork
busy.
and all that, yeah.
So
Exactly.
We're working on the second book. You never know. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, Giano, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'll try to put this out tonight.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
All right,
Appreciate it,
guys.
man.
Thank you so much. Send me your good mailing address.
Okay.
Offline sometime. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care, dudes.
all
Good
righty.
night.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Good night. Bye.
If you are listening to us for the first time, thank you. If you are a regular listener, double thank you. Please subscribe, comment, like, follow, and give us a 5-star review. It really helps us provide quality content for you. If you have any stories you would like to share or concerns, please email us at bigfootclub1@gmail.com.